Colombia es uno de los 12 países de América del Sur. El país lleva el nombre de Cristóbal Colón. La capital es Bogotá. The Republic of Colombia is located in the northwestern region of South America, bordered to the east with Venezuela and Brazil, to the south with Ecuador and Peru, to the north with the Atlantic Ocean, through the Caribbean Sea, and to the west with Panama and the Pacific Ocean. Colombia is abundant in resources. Some of these resources include gold, petroleum, coal, coffee, and emeralds. Colombian coffee is often regarded as some of the highest quality coffee in the world. Colombia has traditionally grown Arabica beans, and its unique geography makes it perfectly suited for producing coffee. Colombia is divided in two by the Andes Mountains, which splits into three mountain ranges as they run south to north. Much of the nation's coffee is grown in this area. The Zona Cafeteria is known for its production of coffee. Emeralds found in deposits in several places around the world, but Colombian emeralds are prized for their transparency, crystallization, and fire. Emeralds range in color from slightly light, yellowish green to a deep, dark bluish green. The darker green color is generally considered more desirable. Como la mayoría de los países, Colombia ha tenido guerras en el pasado. Una de las guerras famosas de Colombia fue la Guerra de Mil Días. The 10,000 Days War, otherwise known as Guerra de los Mil Días, was a civil armed conflict in the newly created Republic of Colombia and the province of Panama between the Conservative Party, the Liberal Party, and its radical factions. It lasted from 1899 to 1902. In 1899, the ruling conservatives were accused of maintaining power through fraudulent elections. The situation was worsened by an economic crisis caused by the falling coffee prices in the international market, which mainly affected the opposition Liberal Party, which had lost power. Colombia tiene muchos grupos indígenas. Un ejemplo de los grupos indígenas son los Wayuu. Los Wayuu forman 20% de la población indígena de Colombia. The Wayuu people are an indigenous group of people who live in the area of the Guajira Peninsula in northern Colombia and northwest Venezuela. The total estimate number of Wayuu in both Venezuela and Colombia, based on recent censuses, is around 437,780. Their indigenous language is the Wayuu-Naiki, and they are known among themselves as the people of the sun, sand, and wind. The Wayuu have never been conquered by the Spanish. The two have been locked in war for ages. Several rebellions occurred in 1701, 1727, 1741, 1757, 1761, and 1768. Governor Soto de Herrera in 1718 called them barbarians, horse thieves, worthy of death, without God, without law, and without a king. Nowadays, the current Wayuu face a lot of discrimination from the Spanish people. For example, grants for mining interests have been issued for Wayuu lands in Venezuela without Wayuu consent, and even though the Colombian Constitution implies that indigenous groups have the right to manage their resources in their designated lands. The Wayuu people are also known for their mochila bags that are hand-woven by the Wayuu women. Los pueblos de Colombia celebran muchas fiestas diferentes. Estas fiestas también se celebran en muchos sentidos. In 1810, patriots from Colombia stirred protests in the streets of Bogotá. The viceroy at the time was under a lot of pressure and eventually signed for a limited independence, which then became permanent later on. The Independence Day of Colombia is celebrated with unequaled festive fervor. On July 20th every year, all the office, school, and college establishments remain closed. Various festivals and events are held on this occasion at different cities and towns of the country. It's also the time to organize events highlighting the traditional folk dances and songs of the region. The day is celebrated through parties and parades. In 2015, St. Joseph's Day, otherwise known as Dia del San Jose, will occur on March 23rd. The reason why is because in Colombia, St. Joseph's Day is celebrated on the Monday closest to the 19th of March. St. Joseph was the husband of the Blessed Virgin Mary and the foster father of Jesus. All we know about Joseph comes from the accounts of the Nativity in the New Testament. St. Joseph's Day always falls on Lent, so meals on his day are always associated with meatless dishes. The Colombian Salsa Festival is the largest salsa contest in the world. It is located in Cali, Colombia's third largest city, which is known worldwide for its salsa dancers. The festival would contain concerts, classes, shows, competitions, final official elimination for the World Latin Dance Cup, and a lot of partying and dancing. Each year during the Feria de las Flores, or the Flower Festival, in the city of Medellin hosts a week-long schedule of events and festivities that include a trail ride through town on horses, orchid competition, music festivals, and the parade of the Cieteros. Cieteros are massive carts of flowers arranged in various circular patterns that are carried on people's backs. The weight of one cietero can be around 60 to 90 kilograms. The flowers from the cieteros come from the mountains. The first Feria de las Flores took place in May 1957 by the order of Arturo Uribe, who was the member of the Tourist Bureau for Medellin. It was his idea that the state of Antioquia and the city of Medellin should host a tribute to the thriving flower industry of Colombia. The city of Medellin was one of the major agricultural growing centers in the flower export industry that Colombia is famous for. In fact, Colombia is the number 2 supplier of live flowers to world markets, just behind Holland. Colombia tiene muchos tipos diferentes de comida. Algunos de los ejemplos de los alimentos son extraños a los estadounidenses. Los ejemplos incluyen buñuelos, chunchulo, lechona, y charapa. Buñuelos are fried balls of dough. They are a popular snack for many Latin Americans. They can be made in a variety of ways. Colombian-style buñuelos are made with farmer's cheese. Colombian buñuelos are less sweet than some other variations. They are traditionally served with a pudding or candy and are called natillas at Christmas. Chunchulo is a popular Colombian dish, which is traditionally made with pork, beef, or lamb small intestine. It is usually consumed in Argentina and Colombia. In Colombia, the most common variant includes poultry or cow intestines, which are stuffed and then may be fried or grilled. In Medellin and Manizales, this dish is also known as chonchurria. In other countries, this dish has many different names and is prepared as part of a daily diet, or for special occasions, holidays, or religious festivities. Lechona is a traditional dish found more in the interior of Colombia than anywhere else, especially in the departments of Tolima, where lechona supposedly originated, Cundinamarca, Boyacá, and Bogotá, D.C. It's a pig that has been stuffed with rice, onions, potatoes, peas, and spices, and has been roasted for several hours until it is tender and ready to eat. Once it is ready, the pork meat is cut into portions and served with the stuffing. Normally, lechona is bought for special occasions or parties where a lot of people have gathered, such as birthday parties and family get-togethers, as one lechona can produce as many as 100 portions. Charapa is another special dish served in Colombia, particularly in the Amazonian region. Charapa is a variation of the word tortuga, or turtle in English. This dish is often not recommended as the charapas used in the meals are an endangered species of freshwater tortoise. He aquí un hecho interesante sobre Colombia. Hay un grupo de hipopótamos salvajes en Colombia. Los hipopótamos todavía viven allí hoy. Pablo Escobar was one of the 10 richest men in the world in his lifetime. With this wealth, he built his own personal zoo. Several animals include smuggled elephants, giraffes, and 4 hippos, 1 male and 3 female. When Escobar was taken down, his animals were transferred to areas all over the country, except for the hippos for an unknown reason. As time went on, all 4 hippos escaped their poorly fenced-in enclosure and migrated to a river 200 miles northwest of Bogotá. Civilians and fishermen called in with multiple sightings and no one was sure what to do with them. Adult hippos are incredibly dangerous, causing more human deaths than any other animal as a result of their territorial behavior and aggression. Concern has grown as the hippos have drawn closer to human settlement, and there have been multiple discussions on plans to move or cease their reproduction. No one knows for sure how many there are. However, recent studies have shown that from the 4 that lived in Escobar's backyard zoo, there are at least over 40 hippos currently living wild in Colombia.